These guys, Morales, Prates, Shavkat, they make me like training every day more hard. But because I say this is the real fighters who can give me good fights. It's more tough guys, you know, more big guys. With all respect, they are the most powerful division right now.
I need a message for Islam Makhachev.
I will knock you out, bro. I will knock you out.
Knock you out?
I will bring that belt to Brazil. The first welterweight champ from Brazil.
I feel in my heart of hearts it's going to be Carlos Prates. I feel like that's the move. That's the guy who's been more active. That's the guy who has the higher quality wins.
Now, still, stylistically, and particularly a guy like Prates, I do believe that the UFC is probably going to give him Carlos Prates because they like him. Bro, stylistically, that's a great matchup for Islam.
Islam Makhachev has made it clear that the welterweight division is full of serious threats. He has named Carlos Prates, Michael Morales, and Shavkat Rakhmonov as fighters who are making him train even harder. Islam said these are bigger and tougher fighters, and he believes welterweight is one of the strongest divisions in MMA right now. He also wants to fight again before Ramadan, which could mean a return as early as January. One fighter already calling for that opportunity is Carlos Prates.
Guys, Morales, Prates, Shavkat, they make me like training every day more hard. But because I say this is the real fighters who can give me good fights. It's more tough guys, you know, more big guys. With all respect, they are the most powerful.
Fascinated with Islam at 170 because I think it's going to be a lot tougher for him. And so now we're going to really truly see who he is. He's already proven himself at 155. There was really nothing left. Yes, there was another Armin fight. And yes, we wanted to see the Ilya fight. And I would argue that I probably wanted to see those fights more than any other challenge at 170. But now, him versus Carlos, him versus Michael Morales, him versus Shavkat, maybe a rematch down the line against Ian Gary. Sign me up. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. And so who are they going to go with? They had Carlos there. They had cameras on him. They did the split screen with Michael Morales and Carlos Prates. I feel in my heart of hearts it's going to be Carlos Prates. I feel like that's the move. That's the guy who's been more active. That's the guy who has the higher quality wins. I feel like
Prates has made his message very clear. He wants Islam next, and he believes he can knock him out and bring the welterweight title back to Brazil. Ariel Helwani believes Carlos Prates could be the most likely choice for Islam's next opponent. He points to Prates' recent activity and quality wins. At the same time, Michael Morales has built a very strong case of his own. Both Prates and Morales are dangerous knockout artists. Their performances have created a big question. Who really deserves to fight Islam next?
last three wins, Jack Della TKO, Leon KO, Jeff Neal KO, and then the loss to Ian is in the fourth fight.
Sorry, I said 2 ago, 3 ago. My mistake.
No, and I'm just trying to compare. The Brady TKO was supremely impressive. The Gilbert Burns TKO was impressive as well. Obviously a little bit, back end. Neil Magny TKO is very impressive. The guy just never dies. He looked great on Saturday, once again, coming back. Jake Matthews decision, Max Griffin, Adam Fugit, Trevor
but
Giles.
These are like very early on in his career.
No, I'm
He's
just
7-0 UFC.
100%. I say that because I remember saying not that long ago, why can't we have Carlos versus Michael? Why can't we figure this out? Because the resumes are so equal, because they actually both have very strong cases, why can't we see them fight each other to then figure out, there used to be a thing called a number one contender fight, like a true number one contender fight to determine who is the guy rather than the jockeying of position, right? And a lot of people were saying, no, that's crazy. Why would you kill off a contender? Well, that's the whole point. Like, you want to see who the right...
Helwani has suggested a simple solution. Instead of debating between the two fighters, let Carlos Prates fight Michael Morales in a true number one contender fight. The winner would earn the next title shot against Islam. Henry Cejudo agrees that this could make sense. However, he also believes the UFC may choose Prates because the matchup could be very interesting for Islam. Cejudo pointed out that Ian Gary showed some weaknesses in Prates' game, and he believes Islam could take advantage of those weaknesses. Prates, however, does not seem interested in waiting. He wants the biggest challenge available and has openly called for Islam. His confidence is clear, and he believes he can become the first Brazilian welterweight champion.
If he wants to make this right, Kamaru, hold on real quick. If the UFC wants to make this right, you have to make Carlos Prates fight Michael Morales, number one contender. That's one. You cannot pick one. But check this out. Check what I'm about to say. Now, still, stylistically, And particularly a guy like Prates. I do believe that the UFC is probably going to give him Carlos Prates because they like him. Bro, stylistically, that's a great matchup for Islam Makhachev. Notice what Ian Gary did to Prates. You know what I'm saying? Prates only won 1 round from him. To me, in my opinion, Ian Gary only won 1 round from Islam Makhachev. Like, the reality is, at 170 pounds, the guy that's undefeated, I think it should probably be Michael Morales.
Pois Islam Makhachev.
I will knock you out, bro. I will knock you out.
Knock you out?
I will bring that belt to Brazil. The first welterweight champ.
Another possible option is Michael Morales. Some analysts believe Morales should be the next man in line, while others think a fight between Morales and Prates would be the best way to settle the debate. There is also the possibility of Ian Gary facing Morales. Gary just went through a tough fight with Islam, but some believe he is the type of fighter who would accept another major challenge.
He said he wants to fight before Ramadan, so he's thinking January.
That makes sense.
I saw Morales and Prates in the crowd at this event, and they were kind of like chummy with each other, like laughing and
really
like chucking some zingers back and forth at
unacceptable.
each other in the crowd. There used to be a way of figuring this shit out, and that would be if Morales and Prates fought each other in a fight night main event with an open crowd and the people. I think that would be an amazing title elimination bout, and it would hype up the winner versus Makhachev even more, because we know we're going to be waiting some time.
You're better guys. I think you have Ian Gary versus Michael Morales. Ian's not super hurt. That's a hard fight. That's a tough fight to throw him in there after throwing him in there against Islam. But Ian Gary's the type of dude that will take that fight. Ian versus Morales, Carlos versus Islam. I'm calling Sugar Sean.
For Ian to recover, stay composed, and not get finished, because most men would have got finished in that point.
Yeah.
For sure, get hurt like that as well. Yeah, crazy fight. And again, I think this still, like already it's, Islam stock is up here. He's the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now. So this elevates his stock, but also for Ian Gary, for him to go out there, and go toe to toe with the best in the world, I think that elevates him.
Gary's performance against Islam also created a lot of discussion. Israel Adesanya praised Gary for staying composed and surviving against one of the best fighters in the world. At the same time, Demetrius Johnson questioned whether Gary showed enough killer instinct. Johnson felt that Gary spent too much time surviving instead of taking risks and trying to finish Islam. Dana White shared a similar opinion, saying that Gary's lack of killer instinct was noticeable.
I mean, it's so hard because, after Ian lost, he was almost like, I lost. Like, I felt like he survived. I don't know. I have a weird mixed emotion about he survived, and I felt like he didn't give it. It's kind of hard for me to say this, right? It's almost like, I never forget when I fought Dominic Cruz, I left it out there. I was fucking battered, beaten, fucking face was all swollen. I gave it my all. Like, I just really, I guess you say, laid it all that on the line. Like, I'm going to try to finish you. And I just didn't feel that same killer instinct. Even Dana White said the exact same thing.
I felt like, I think that Ian is a talented guy. If he had even an ounce of killer instinct, you don't come out and hug and shake hands. And that shit drives me fucking crazy.
Dude, I had the opportunity to dethrone the greatest of the generation, of my generation, the greatest of all time. The 2 divisional champ, and I didn't feel that killer instinct. But when you look at his past fights, his 5 fights, he's gone to decision. He hasn't really developed new skills. He is only... That was one thing he did good, but I still... And then the other thing that Ian Gary did very well, that I think everybody's excited about, is that each time Islam Makhachev shot the single leg, his head was on the outside. Ian Gary did a good job stuffing his head, right side, grabbing the butt cheek, diving in.
Kind of how Conor did against Khabib in the first round.
Exactly. The first time it happened, Islam stuck with it. The second time, Ian Gary was able to beat the shoulder. The third time, Islam basically just brought his arm out. Even if he beat the shoulder, he brought his arm out, and that's where he kind of secured it.
Yeah.
But still, it's when somebody's constantly on defense in a fight, you don't have as many.
Behind.
You're behind. You're constantly behind, waiting for the opponent to get tired,
make a mistake,
right? So if if you fight Ian Gary and you don't make a mistake, then the likely chance of you winning that fight, if you have more tools in the toolbox, it favors you a lot more. And that's what I think we saw, with Islam.
Still, Gary showed some impressive defensive skills. He was able to stop several of Islam's single leg attempts and make adjustments during the fight. But Islam continued to find answers and maintain control. That may be the biggest message from the fight. Whenever Gary found something that worked, Islam adjusted and took control again. Now the welterweight division is heating up. Carlos Prates wants Islam. Michael Morales is waiting for his opportunity. Shavkat Rakhmonov remains a dangerous contender, and Ian Gary is still part of the conversation. The big question is simple. Who deserves the next chance to face Islam Makhachev, and is there anyone in the division who can actually stop him?